At least 15 people have been killed as Russia unleashes a massive drone and missile assault on Ukraine. Pope Leo XIV has made history by becoming the first pontiff in decades to carry the cross through a full Good Friday procession. At least 15 people have been killed after a wave of Russian missile and drone strikes hit Ukraine Friday and into Saturday, including a massive overnight assault near Kyiv. Regional officials say one person was killed and 8 wounded in strikes on 3 towns surrounding the capital, while casualties were also reported in Sumy, Kherson, Kharkiv, Donetsk and the Zaporizhia region. The country's foreign minister said nearly 500 drones and cruise missiles struck Ukraine overnight. Ukrainian officials warn Russia is shifting tactics, moving from overnight strikes to daytime barrages designed to maximize civilian casualties and expanding targets beyond energy infrastructure. Despite the bloodshed, Ukraine's President Zelensky says he has communicated an Easter ceasefire proposal to Moscow through US channels. For the first time in decades, a pope has carried the cross through a full Good Friday procession. Marking his first Holy Friday, Pope Leo XIV bore the wooden crucifix through all 14 stations of the Way of the Cross at the Colosseum in Rome. Earlier this week, the pontiff told reporters he wanted the moment to send a message, that he would carry the suffering of the world in a prayer, and that Christ's voice is still heard through the church today. During the event, references were made to the ongoing conflicts around the world. Every authority will have to answer before God for the way in which it exercises the power it has received, read one passage, referring, among other things, to the power to start or end a war. The Pope leads an Easter vigil tomorrow night, marking Christ's resurrection, followed by an open-air mass in St. Peter's Square on Sunday.
The U.S. military launched a rescue operation on Friday for a fighter jet pilot who ejected after his plane was reportedly shot down by Iranian air defenses, officials in the Trump administration told U.S. media. The announcement comes after an Iranian state-run TV said that the country's armed forces had shot down the U.S. aircraft. A separate Iranian announcement also offered a reward to citizens who help locate and capture the U.S. pilot. An on-screen text on the original broadcast also urged the public to, quote, "shoot them if you see them." The channel is based in Kakhiluye and Boyar Ahmed province, an intensely rural and mountainous region that spans over 15,000 square kilometers. The incident is the first report of a U.S. fighter jet being downed in Iranian territory since the United States and Israel launched its war on the Islamic Republic on the 28th of February. The war, now entering its 6th week, is destabilizing economies around the world as Iran responds by targeting the Gulf region's energy infrastructure and tightening its grip on oil and gas exports through the Strait of Hormuz.
A Sea-Watch rescue ship arrived in the Italian island of Lampedusa on Saturday carrying 44 migrants rescued from an abandoned oil rig in the Mediterranean. Sea-Watch, a non-profit sea rescue group, said the migrants were taking refuge from a storm on the oil rig between Tunisia and Libya. In a separate incident, the Italian Coast Guard intercepted an overcrowded dinghy in distress some 80 nautical miles from Lampedusa on Tuesday. 58 people were pulled to safety, but 19 others were found dead. Lampedusa remains the main gateway into Europe for migrants making the crossing from North Africa, a journey that claims thousands of lives each year.